bottom. The mountain wolf crew are doing the work. Anyways, by the sun, right down. That could be the game right there. I think it actually is.
Welcome back, Season 3 Finals, where the voice is horrible on chance, but we got Puckett here. Don't worry, he sounds perfectly fine. Also, the match going to be a good one. Sound like an 80-year-old smoker.
It's going to be a great time here today, Chance.
Hopefully, it'll get better as it goes on. But, yeah, it's definitely going to start out rough. But, of course, the match is underway. Solar Hardpoint going to be map 1. We got Envy going against Elevate. Should be a good series. Of course, Envy just went and came from a 4-0 against Orbit. And then earlier on, Elevate was able to take down TK.
And, of course, a little bit of a slow start for these squads. Trying to heat up on Saturday, but, you know, only one of them is going to move on and finish in our top 6. The other one going to fall to 7th and 8th place. It's the same round matchup that you just saw Denial crush their opponents in. So Denial's moving into our top 6. Optic Gaming's already there. Isolation as well. And you're going to see FaZe currently on the main stage trying to move into our top 4. Off the start here, Chance, though, this is really just going to be a slop fest in the middle of the hard point. But what are you looking for from both of these teams in the early parts of the game?
I'm looking to see who is going to perform and who is going to be terrible, because so far, each series we've seen from this team, there's only been one time where everybody has been able to bring everything to the table, and that was when Envy was playing Orbit early. But we've seen that series against FaZe where Octane didn't play at his best, just wasn't in his normal form. Elevate, same kind of deal. We're waiting to where they all bring it together as a collective group. There's always been, you know, every single game, at least one person kind of lacking, you know, double negative, doing pretty bad, stuff like that. So either team, whichever, you know, all 4 step up, that's going to be the team that wins.
Last night I was really impressed with Octane and Looney. Today I've been really impressed with Aqua. The man was going off on the main stage a little bit earlier, and you're going to see already it is Aqua and Octane on top of the leaderboard. Currently watching as you're going to see a pretty strong start here. Let me turn on the player name tag. That'll make it easier for you people at home to watch and see what's going on. Aqua on your screen for now. Hanging out with the ASM1, back over to Octane. They just seem to have total control, but your scoreboard still in favor of Elevate. Let's go over to Classic. He's currently on a 4 streak. Working with TJ Howley, and both players going to get cleaned up. Saints, though, leading all players in the lobby with 9 kills at the moment.
Yeah, there was a game earlier on Hardpoint, not this same map, but still where Saints led the lobby in kills, had the fewest amount of deaths, had the most captures and the most events, playing absolutely out of his mind. Of course, he's going to be trying to carry that over here into Solar, but of course, Elevate has to break this hill. Envy able to retake the lead. Back and forth game we've seen so far, but here you can see Classic picks up a kill. Saints is going to be right behind him, and Elevate breaks through in a matter of 10 seconds.
You know, when we were watching Optic Nation and Denial here just a few moments ago, it was a total one-sided affair. I have a feeling we could be going to Game 7, Round 11. You're losing your voice tonight, my friend.
Yeah, I was about to say,
it's
you
just going
love
out
those Game 7s, too. It's going to be ridiculous if that happens, which it very well may be the case. Of course, Elevate again able to break through. Again, very back-and-forth game. This is a hill that normally see teams hold down for at least 30 seconds, even if it is contest time, but it's gone back and forth 3 times so far. This time, though, Elevate seems like they're able to get the hold. You see they're able to retake the lead once again. Saints had to go on a 3 streak to do it.
Yeah, I wanted to switch over to TJ. I assumed you were going to see Saints win another gunfight there in the hallway. Instead, Looney is able to boost past both players, and on the opposite end, you're going to see his teammates pressing for top control. JCap and Octane losing their fight, so again, it's Elevate with early control. Will go to Slack, and actually he'll be dropped. Let's go to his teammates who are trying to work the perimeter. Classic's going to be inside the hill, and he gets the call-outs. There are going to be at least 2 players surging up this A Street on him.
Yeah, and you see Envy pushing up through glass mid-map and all the way over maps. They're able to break through, but not before Slack comes back and picks up 2. So Elevate able to hold control, and now Envy all flooding in from that glass side. And of course, you imagine Elevate, very strong slaying team. Slack just continuing the streak as well. Saints able to pick up that cleanup kill. So the duo right there able to hold this hill for, again, the majority of the time we've seen so far. 20 seconds left on it. Envy doesn't look like they're going to be able to break it at all, but they do have the spawns for the next hill, but they just got to make sure they keep that.
This is dominance right now up top by Elevate. I mean, Saints started catching fire in the end of that second hill. He carried it through the 3rd hill, and he is on a 6 spree here. After taking the top, he's going to rotate to the 5th, and really, this is where I'm just looking for Saints. Can he keep pace with Slasher? Slasher dropped to 51 on this map, after 4 minutes. Saints is already at 20.
Of course, Envy trying to get back into the hill. Octane is able to pick up 2. So despite the fact that Envy does give up the early control of the hill, fights instantly back into it, of course, working from the deficit by about 40 points, flooding in from the front. Of course, TJ Halley leading that charge, and of course, Saints is not going to be too far behind as well. Getting that punch on Aqua, and that's a clean 4 down. Elevate again, looking very strong so far early on Solar.
And look at that mini-map. You had all 4 blue arrows stacked up on each other. They're playing this one tight quarters, making sure that they have every entrance watched. One player's going to slip through the middle. That's Looney again, trying to squeak by and cause problems. When you look at the numbers, he's really the only player to keep up. He's got 8 captures, 17 kills to his name. He needs more out of Aqua, that other aggressive sub, if they want to make a comeback. Currently, the score doubled up in favor of Elevate here in the second half.
Yeah, and you can see JCap at the very bottom, 11 and 21, and of course Aqua not doing the best at 11 and 18. But that's what I was talking about earlier. If there's a team with a player or multiple players that do not show up, it is not going to go well, especially at this level. As we go later and later into this tournament, the competition is going to get better and better, but everyone has to perform, and Elevate has been taking full advantage of the players from Envy who are not performing with. After the first of the rotations, about an 80-point lead.
Chance, I'm totally blanking. Who did Elevate match up against last night? Nope, not Denial. Was it Epsilon?
Epsilon knocked Elevate into losers, and then after that, Elevate was able to win 2 matches. I know they beat TK earlier. I can't remember who they ended up beating before that, or if that's not even the case, this is their 3rd match.
It's just losers 2 for them, so that would make sense. So Elevate, I mean, a rough Friday night, but wow, they are kicking it today here. 153 to 73. Let's go over to Aqua. As I say that, he's down. Let's go to Octane. Not going to happen either. What's going wrong for Envy? They can't even get to the hard point. They are shot, and they don't even see the bullets coming at them. Envy just looking for ways to break through, and I'm trying to see how Looney's playing. How is he having success? He's playing around the perimeter while his teammates are taking the brunt of the effort in the middle of the map. And it really just looks like the shots are on for Elevate, the opposite for Envious.
Yeah, and not only are they getting outslayed, they're also getting beat on the rotations as well. This time, though, Envy is able to flank all the way around and get those good spawns. But you can see, again, Elevate, 4 of those blue arrows just surrounding the hill. So much pressure they're keeping on it, making sure to trade everything possible. Almost kind of treating it like it's S&D, putting that much importance on their individual lives. Of course, you see Saints at the top of the map, so trying to get the good spawns. He was able to pick up 2, but not before Envy is able to fight through. And you see the importance of the good spawns. But nonetheless, Envy going to have to flip them once again. 20 seconds left on the hill. They're down by 100 points. They need to hold a full 60 on the next hill.
The craziest part is the score keeps doubling, and then more than that, Elevate is running away with this one. We saw a 250 to 89 by Envy earlier in the weekend. I think they might be held in the 100-point club if Elevate's able to keep this up. You look at the setup on the mini-map, TJ Halley has to break through 3 players. This is where Envy should be able to hold. In theory, they got 3 minutes basically to work with. They need to play perfect from here on out if they want to come back.
Yeah, and they're going to have to fix their mistakes because last time around they had the early control. Elevate was able to break through multiple times. It was a very back-and-forth hill, and that is not good news for Envy at all. And you can see so quickly TJ Halley and Slack both coming in from big door, and there was no answer from Envy. It took about 10 seconds to make sure they had this set up, waiting for their teammates, and as soon as they make the move, successful breakthrough straight away, maintaining that 100-point lead.
Classic up top is going to lose a big fight there. That was Looney once again causing problems. Saints is inside. And he is going to find a second player. He is going to take out Octane. TJ Halley able to clean up J-Cap as well, so 3 down for Envy momentarily. Classic is going to milk the final 13 points here unless J-Cap decides to challenge, and J-Cap will choose to go to the top. Envy is going all in for these last 2 hard points, but to be honest, at this point in the game, I think we may see this one totally over. Slacked up top, instantly takes down Octane. J-Cap trades, but you're going to see Saints and Classic pinching any moment.
Yeah, and it's already to the point where it's mathematically possible. And anyway, Envy just going to be fighting for any sort of momentum because they got completely railed, at least in the first 9 minutes of this hard point. Elevate has been looking phenomenal. Really, the only players doing anything for Envy are Looney and Octane. Looney's doing all right. Octane slowed down a little bit, but again, Aqua and J-Cap just horribly so on the bottom. And of course, all 4 players for Elevate doing their job. TJ Halley, granted he's at the bottom, but he's still breaking even, and everyone else showing the numbers, and Slack has had a fantastic game.
Oh yeah, Slack is just going big. I mean, this guy, he's not even 20 yet, and he's already a veteran in the scene. I've been watching him for years in Call of Duty, and he's always been so consistent. Was really happy when he first matched up with Classic here, and I love the addition to Saints to this roster. Elevate, definitely a powerhouse this week, and they didn't show it early in the tournament, but I think they are now finding their true form.
Yeah, and despite the fact that Slack didn't quite get to that record that Slasher was able to set earlier with 51 kills on the map, still, again, doing the job necessary and allowing his teammates to participate as well. Of course, Envy, towards the end, yeah, they get control of the hill, but again, at best, they're hoping for momentum in the S&D. But honestly, with the way Elevate played, I wouldn't be surprised if they take that as well.
And I'm looking at the momentum players. I'm looking at Aqua. How does he look at the end of this game? How does Octane look? The young ones, the guys who are new to the scene, are they able to bounce back from a tough first hardpoint loss? Because I know what I'm going to get out of Saints. I've seen what I'm going to get out of Slack, and they're going to be able to roll with some momentum going into this game 2 search and destroy.
Yeah, without a doubt, and this is something we saw earlier when Elevate was playing TK. They destroyed in the first hardpoint, they carried it over to search, and they played super aggressive. 4-man rushes on both offense and defense, and they were making it work for them, just playing at a completely different pace than TK. So if they're still feeling themselves, if they're still going to be playing with confidence, look for them to be able to do the exact same thing against Envy for map number 2.
They win by over 100 points, 245 to 143. You see Slack closest to the camera, all smiles there as we take a look at Saints in your round-ending kill cam. Saints and Slack combining for 81 and 60, 35 kills out of Classic, 37 out of TJ. The Slaying Fest went down on the opposite end. The guy I was looking at, I wanted to see a big game out of Aqua, did not happen. JCap hasn't had the best stats throughout the week, and he kind of does some of the dirty work, but you're looking at a world champion here. He's got to take his game to the next level if he wants to compete in this best of 7 as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. And Looney did have a very good game. 15 caps, most in the lobby by far, 41 kills. But again, the rest of the team just wasn't there. And S&D, very teamwork-oriented game mode. So whether or not these players can bounce back, we're going to find out, but not until this quick commercial break.
Well, I just heard the crowd roar. Something must have happened there on the main stage. Epsilon was up 2-1 last time I checked over FaZe. A little bit surprising here this week, and a lot of upsets going down, but in this one, the higher seed Elevate taking out Envy in Game 1. No surprise for a lot of the Elevate fans out there, but I think the Envy guys might be shocked to see their team losing by 100.
Yeah, without a doubt. And even to talk about Elevate, the only team they lost to was Epsilon. And that's the team that's been making upsets left and right every single time that they've played, taking down FaZe, at least at the moment as well. So, of course, Elevate doing a fantastic job to bounce back. Of course, players deciding they want to kill themselves off the start. Not necessarily the best strategy to roll with, but we're going to see if it pays off for them.
Yo, props to Saints, man. 4 of his 5 shots. Saints, the legend, stays alive. Everyone else knocked out of the game. We'll get it restarted, and he's even got some spikes on his wrist. Impressive play there, Saints. Proud of you.
It's the default class. For a second, I was excited that Saints was going to be sniping, but just the default, no idea if that's what he's actually going to be pulling to the table.
You don't spike drone? You don't deal with that?
No, I do, but only when I'm using the default class, which is not going to be the thing. Actually, I was playing a free-for-all with Envy guys earlier. They were just warming up, and I jumped in. I tried sniping, so I was using the spike drone. Octane picks it up and kills me like 4 times in a row with it. He's pretty good.
Octane's pretty good with that thing.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to use it here. I think they're going to reserve that for Looney, but nonetheless, they're pro players for a reason.
Absolutely, guys. So a false start here, game number 2, but We'll be getting this loaded up any second. We'll have the teams on the proper side, and as I speak, they're doing it again. So let's take a look at this beautiful map, the lovely Biolab. It's made of snow, buildings, happiness, bloodshed.
Where is the happiness located?
The happiness is near the A-bomb site.
The A-bomb site?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, understandable why all the teams always, like, favor the A-bomb site. Maybe like 55-45, that kind of ratio. But we're going to see if they go towards the happiness right off the bat, or if they're going to switch it up and just go towards the pit of doom over by
have you seen the happiness container, Chance?
Like
I can show you if you'd like.
That looks like radiation.
It's not. This is where they store the happiness. Ethan, if you could show the world. That's the happy machine. We're jumping on board with Octane to open things up, and this man, one of the best battles in the game. Normally, he's kind of the backbone for the team opening lanes up in the respawns. Didn't have the best game one. We'll see if he can bounce back here and search and destroy. There's only one player looking at B. Slack going to have his hands full in just a second. Yeah,
you saw Elevate on defense. Definitely wanted to go towards that happiness, and they're trying to rotate back, but by that time, Envy already has complete control. Of course, TJ just going to rip Looney's head off on that head glitch, so he's going to even the odds on 3-3, but of course, Octane not going to be the part before he makes sure he can get the odds back in Envy's favor.
3 players still up for Envy. Bomb still in the hands of JCap rotating around, and there is a player on the flank. So we'll see if TJ is going to spot the transition. TJ was just called out. There's a player looking for him, and there it is. Octane is going to find another kill. That's his second of this round. Last man standing. Good luck, in the 1v2 slacked.
Yeah, he's got a lot of pressure on him. Got JCap, Aqua, and Octane to deal with, and those are players it's not going to miss. I'm not sure if Octane got that kill, but he'd already picked up 2 that round. Long-range engagement. Looks like Cap was the one to clean it up, but, that's honestly good to see if you're an Envy fan as well, because obviously Cap and Aqua both struggled a little bit, but they come out the very first round and make sure they get something on the board.
No 1v3 magic yet. We saw JCap get a 1v3 last night on this same map, so Envy pretty good here on Biolab. We're going to open things up, though, on the opposite end. Let's go to the man who led the lobby. Saints and Slack took over that game number 1. And it looks like Saints off the break is going to be rocking the bow. And nades go out, but no kills scored by Saints. His teammates, though, taking care of business inside of E. There is a player inside of Biolab, and really, this is a great position for Cap to be in. His teammates poking from the front for Envy. Cap is about to collapse on Elevate.
Yeah, but meanwhile, his team is going to be falling around him, so that's another 1v3 situation for Cap. Now, obviously, he was able to get that intro kill and was able to escape with his life, but still has to deal with TJ, Hallie, and Slack, who are both bunched up near each other over in purple. Cap going on the rotation. I think TJ, Hallie definitely saw him this time over in blue, and you can see Slack already making moves to push in on Cap, though, using the stuns to his advantage, makes it a 1v1 and able to escape with his life.
Yo, Cap, do it again. I dare you. He's just going to run away for the moment, and he's going to go all the way back to B. Now, he knows there's 30 seconds left on the clock, so he's really going to play the clock, not necessarily just the man. TJ coming in just as JCap leaves, and I think TJ saw him through that container. TJ's going to chase this all the way. This should be an easy kill. 18 seconds left. Cap not going to get a chance to turn around. Good, patient play there from TJ, not giving up his position, not making noise until the last second.
Yeah, without a doubt, nice start of him as well, 4-1. Now, something to talk about as far as JCap goes in that potential clutch situation. Now, we saw TJ Hallie spot him in blue, and he was providing cover fire, and we saw Slack started going in to make the moves with the ASM-1. Cap stunned him perfectly and just had him dead to rights. Now, talked to Tasmo a few times, and every single time he talks about Envy, the thing he brings up is that JCap has the best stuns in the game, and JCap just showing you why there.
Tasmo loves stuns. Making the way over to A is Envy, leading the charge. It looks like up top you're going to have Aqua working with Octane. And Aqua is so sneaky all the time. Is going to find first blood with the explosion on TJ Howie. Slacked up top on the opposite end, was not spotted. So look for Slacked, as I said, gets picked with the headshot from Octane. Saints down low, though, answering back with a nasty 2-piece. Last man standing, though, can't get it done.
Yeah, Saints was making it interesting for a moment, but was completely swarmed by those Envy players. Envy, of course, not going to allow too much crazy things to happen against them. And, of course, Aqua able to get that final kill, as you can just see multiple people falling around those players from Elevate dropping out. Interesting to see 2 different strats we've seen from Envy on offense. They went to B the first time, went to the happiness the second. It's been working out for them, mixing it up. We'll see what they do on defense.
Yeah, a lot more successful at the happiness than over at the B bomb site. We'll see if that continues. Over now to Classic. Classic gonna grab that bomb. He has 0 kills up to this point. Would like to get that off his chest now with a first blood, but it looks like he's gonna leave that up to his teammates. Looney is going to be inside of the B bomb site. Very rarely do you see a player get that aggressive, but Elevate hanging back, not going to challenge right away. Classic with the plant. Did Looney hear it?
Definitely heard that trophy pop. TJ going to peek for just a moment. Looney not going to make moves, just going to feed that information to his teammates. Of course, they do have a bit of a spread right now. Two players are in position to rotate over to either bomb side. You can see Octane just has that pre-aim. TJ keeps getting spotted, but TJ able to spot him as well. Classic gets that pick. TJ comes back, gets Looney in that known position. Envy going to be working in the 2v4. Not a good situation to be in. Saints cleans up JCap. Now it's a 1v4. Aqua's good. I don't think he's that good. Trying to use the Sun Tzu's advantage, but getting hunted down by those players on Elevate. And of course, the bioacid barrel is going to take him out in the end.
Solid stuff here. It's kind of crazy to watch the offense winning these rounds. Classic able to detonate the barrels once again, and that is going to be 2 kills for him. Everyone is on the board now as we have an even game going into round 5. We'll switch it up. Envy back on the attack, but I'd like to watch the defensive start. Envy, they've gone B, then they went A, and off the break it looks like another B push. Meanwhile, you see 3 players all surging over to the A site. As soon as they see no one's there, TJ's going to route right back over to B.
They are allowing one player to potentially just watch the flank. Might start making moves as well, but wasting no time. This time, Looney wins that gunfight against TJ. Halley Slacked, of course, is going to even those odds back up. Also worth pointing out, the top left corner of your minimap, there is a player for Elevate going on the flank, but the players on Envy are going to be checking that periodically. The timing, we're going to see who works out. Meanwhile, though, JCap able to pick up Classic advantage Envy.
And Envy is rotating all the way over to B. Saints is late on that rotation behind. So the flank did not pay off. They left their players vulnerable at blue. Envy's going to jump on it. Saints in another 1v3. And
of course, he has a player right next to him in blue. Not sure if they notice each other. Saints is going to get noticed now, and he's not even able to get a kill on the board. Of course, he was left in a tough situation. But it's one of those things, if he had played more aggressively on the flank, he might have been able to cause some problems. But again, it all depends on the timing of the map. And Envy, once they realized that they had the man advantage, they just said, let's move forward and try and trade from there. And obviously, it worked out, having 3 players left alive at the end.
Will we see a defensive round win? Maybe 1 this game?
Envy might give it to you right here. If Elevate brings it to the happiness, Envy's going to be able to clutch up. But if they go towards B, it might be another situation because we can see Envy, that's the 3rd time where they 3-man stacked A. They leave Looney by himself over by Purple. The first time this happened, Looney was able to pick up 1. The exact same thing is going to happen here, and he's able to escape. And he's going back for the challenge, but of course the remaining players from Envy all rotating back to support their teammate.
And Octane's going to take the high ground here to get the 2nd kill. So Envy on defense, you said this might be the time. It's looking likely. 2 on 3, and all of a sudden, both kills come in. High fives from Aqua, getting the team fired up. JCap feeling good right now. Envy cruising so far on BioLab.
And it's interesting, too, because earlier when Elevate was playing TK, they were playing aggressive. They were singling players out, and they were sending 4 men, and they were rushing. Now, they have a situation where every single time, Looney has been by himself early on over by Purple, but they're getting all the way to Purple, and then they're stopping. And Looney's able to get that first blood, and he doesn't get traded because the aggression stops. So Elevate, again, switching up the strats they had earlier on recovery, and so far it's not working out for them. Envy with the advantage.
I really love how aggressive Looney's been playing, and he's going to do the same thing that he did on defense here on offense. Gets into position first, lets his opponents come to him. Now, last time, they were able to take total control of the A site, but it was Saints who caused some major issues for him last moment. This time around, it's Octane who's not going to give anyone an opportunity. Saints' last man alive is actually going to chase him down. I thought that was going to be Octane with the close.
No, it turned out it was a perfect round of S&D, more or less. We saw that first blood was from a player on Elevate, and then it was literally back and forth the entire time. Saints, of course, going to be the last one up. You knew exactly where Octane was because Octane got the trade on the player that killed Aqua. So everything just going about as perfectly as you could possibly imagine, and that is the perfect example of why you want to get those first bloods.
I blinked and the round was over. 4-3, the lead diminishing here for Envy. Elevate trying to tie it up, and they're going back to A off the break. Now, if they're smart, they'll wait a half second, but they haven't been able to see the defense's plan. Aqua's going to call it out. Guys, stay here this time. No one's rotating back to B. Unfortunately, Looney has been dropped, but it's been evened up, and now Aqua gives his team the advantage.
And this is a strategy that Envy has been waiting for the entire time. They've repeatedly 3-man stacked A. Now you can see they realize the players back off. They're moving together as a group, and they are flooding over towards B. Of course, Slack going to get this bomb down, but honestly, with the way Envy's moving, wouldn't be surprised if they're able to catch him as soon as he gets this bomb down.
And the bomb is planted. We'll go over to Saints. He's kind of in that key position to keep this bomb alive. Slacked inside of B is actually going to jump up top now. So both players in pretty solid positions. The flood comes through. They get the first. Saints is ripping it these last 2 rounds. He's going to find 3. Might have gotten some help from Slack there on the last kill, but a good 2v3 finish from Elevate to tie things up.
You know, I would have liked to have seen Envy play a little bit more aggressively as soon as that bomb goes down, just flooding quicker, but wasn't going to make a difference if Saints is going to do something like that. He is a very tough man to kill. We saw the numbers that he was putting up in the hard point earlier on. We've seen what he was able to do earlier in this match against DK. So he's been playing phenomenally today, showing it off right there. And, of course, Slack, not too shabby of a teammate, helping him out, watching his flank. But now all tied up at 4s. Envy, this time, going to be.
We've seen 2 defensive wins out of the 8 rounds. All other rounds have gone to the offense. Octane on offense here with the rest of Envy, trying to set up, scout out first. Elevate checked A, no movement there, so they will all stack up at B. And it looks like they want to send a flanker through, but that flank is being watched, so keep your eyes on Aqua if someone tries to push through Biolab.
Now TJ pulling off what Looney was successful at earlier, getting that first blood and then just dipping out without getting traded. And now, of course, the kill is just cascading in Elevate's favor, and that is a very quick round as soon as they started making moves. And again, that's the aggression I was talking about. As soon as they start pressing forward, they don't let off the gas pedal, and everybody moves as a collective unit. Of course, Slack getting aggressive with the BAL as well. Even if he had died right there, his teammates would have made sure to get the trade, but he's on a 4 streak. He's feeling it. Saints also on a 4 streak. Elevate firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, Saints and Slack have just been rock stars throughout this series. It's only 2 games in, but they topped the leaderboard on Hardpoint. They are crushing here in Search and Destroy. The numbers don't always tell the full story, but they've made the clutch moments happen. And here's Saints off the break. First stun going to connect. Slack's going to be cleaned up, and that is Saints and Classic now left in a 2-on-4. Tagged up was Classic. Great play from Saints still, though. Continuing to impress here on the Bravo stream, but he will be shut down. We're going to a round 11. This is such an even battle. I think, we said it earlier, I think we might see a Game 7, but Envy really needs to pick up a win here in round 11.
I'm looking at Saints, and I'm looking at Octane. Whoever is the player that shows up for their team in this next round, I think is going to be the one that wins. You know, Saints almost seems like a magician. Every single time his position is known, he gets called out and somehow still wins whatever gunfight that he gets tossed into. Of course, Envy does have the defensive side, and we have seen a lot of defensive wins as well. No, a lot of offensive wins, so I think Elevate might actually have the advantage going into this one.
You said it's going to be Saints versus Octane. We have Octane on your screen. I have Saints highlighted. There's players in Biolab, and you can see the stack from Envy. They have 2 on the B site. They have 2 in the middle. And they want to send a player up through Biolab. It's going to be JCap once again. Off the break, though, it's going to be TJ Howie spotting Looney and executing. All of a sudden, the 4-man swap. They're going to juke out Envy. Everyone's going to rush over to A. Classic's got to get this bomb down instantly. And it looks like the trophy activated. He's ready to do exactly that.
And Aqua going to be the first player from Envy to recognize this. The other 2 just going on the full flank right now. Of course, Elevate with that man advantage. They're going to make sure they have somebody watching that at all times. They're able to cleanly get that bomb down. A tough situation for the remaining players of Envy to be in. It looks like JCap might be able to sniff out this player, but it looks like he's going to run right past. Meanwhile, Aqua is fallen as well. Octane in the 1v4. He's able to get 1. Shots are going to be coming down, and Elevate is just flooding him. He's only got 25 seconds, and they are not wasting any single time at all. They just completely run through him. And Elevate, despite the fact that they were down 4 rounds to 2, able to make the comeback.
I was going to say, you remember when it was 4-2? That changed all of a sudden. Nice comeback by Elevate. Saints, TJ, top in the leaderboard, but it was a team effort as you saw through and through, and I think the real kill that kind of set the tone for that final round was TJ out-shooting Looney for the first blood. Looney had gotten so many first bloods for Envy on defense. This time around, TJ picks him off. They start the rotation, and they execute their A-strat perfectly.
Yeah, and that's obviously a huge, going up 2-0. Granted, it's a best of 7, so Envy has plenty of time to catch back up, but that is an extremely nice start. Now, the interesting thing, we're going to be going into Uplink. Envy, known to be a pretty good Uplink team. Elevate today, they basically threw away 2 of their Uplink matches. They were able to clutch up in overtime, but I mean, they had clear wins, missing 1-point shots, making costly mistakes. So I think Envy might be able to pull this one off, but if not, Elevate going to be looking good for the series.
All right, guys, Elevate Envy continues. Game 3, we're heading to comeback for Uplink after this. right, we want to welcome all of the fans coming over from the Alpha stream. You just saw a ridiculous upset there. Epsilon continues their run 4-1 over FaZe.
Does that mean that the first time Epsilon loses at this tournament is when they're playing a team that they should beat? Because that's the way it's working out. Every single match that they played is an upset. And it's not like it was a fluke. They've done it 3 times, and they took down FaZe. So Epsilon, phenomenal tournament they're having. Of course, Elevate, that's who they got beat by first, and they're looking pretty strong now. So who knows? Epsilon might just be one of the top teams at this event.
Going into this game here, though, we have Envy wearing red. Your blue team will be Elevate. As Classic opens up with first blood, we're going to take a look at Saints. He's kind of been the hero for this squad throughout the evening. And
oh my God,
Classic
Aqua
is just going to get 2 kills, a little bit of clear, but Aqua, as you said, shuts it down in the kill feed. You saw 3 straight kills out of this man.
Yeah, and that's a huge stop as well because Elevate was looking great off the break. Now TJ Halley coming back, showing up as well. Looney, of course, was able to stop that. But now Drone getting rotated through mid-map. Looney gets shut down as well, and that in the hands of Saints. He's not going to miss that 1-point shot, but Octane not going to miss an opportunity to get that interception, saving a point. Nothing on the board yet.
And not only did Octane get the interception, he stays alive. They get all the kills. Their base is clear. Now they can push out.
And, of course, you can see that Drone getting reset. Going to be back to that fight for glass control. Elevate has that completely surrounded at the moment. They're picking up the kills as well. And JCap on the flank going to get sniffed out as well. So now Classic has a phenomenal opportunity to get some points on the board. Has some clearance as well. But he's going to get stopped by Aqua. Aqua, again, on the defensive stand, gets the kill that he needs to and gets that Drone out of there.
TJ trying to chase down his opponent. Slacked falls as well. So now it's going to be Classic just trying to hold on to glass. And Elevate's playing from the superior side here on comeback. They got to put some points on the board. They've been stopped in their first 2 attempts, and it's really been this man. Aqua silent in that first hard point. You didn't hear his name too much already, though. 8-3. We take it over to the other bow. It's Octane still fighting for control, trying to pick off Classic from afar.
But, of course, Elevate again, especially after being able to pick off Octane. Going to be making moves once again. Now, can Aqua stop him a 3rd time? Of course, none of the kills going in their favor. This is going to be a 2-point play. You can already see those red arrows going around the top of your map rather than fighting back through their base. That is a smart thing to do because you can see Slack in position to get those spawn kills, and he gets taken down by JCap. Nice play by Envy and able to make the defensive stand as well. JCap, very nice 2-piece.
Elevate not recognizing the flank. Pushes the satellite up. Some big kills coming in. Classic gets 1. TJ's going to grab the drone, and he's going to slam it through. So 4-0. That's 2 scores in the last 45 seconds coming in from Elevate. TJ now passing Aqua for most kills in this game. 11-5 with total base control. And he's going to spot Octane, but Octane catches him mid-grenade. That's a big kill to take him off your roof.
Yeah, and the last one alive is actually going to be the drone carrier. And Saints, despite the fact that he is by himself, able to get that 1-point toss in. And no interception is going to come in this time. So we saw a lot of pressure being put on. Elevate has been constantly in the base. Envy cannot even get past the halfway point of this map. They are struggling, of course. 2 nice defensive stands, but you can only make so many. Elevate taking advantage, 5-0 lead.
Aqua remaining double positive. Staying alive here in glass. Spotting 3 players, 1 right next to him, though, and that is going to be, I believe that was Slack. Saints on the rotation, going to go pick up this drone. He's got teammates in front of him, but JCap, nice positioning, stops the movement. Looney and Aqua still on defense, trying to stop the push. Classic making his way through the middle, though, goes for the launch, and that one will connect. 7-0. Are we going to get to 10 points before it counts down to 0?
It certainly seems so. Elevate is consistently putting the pressure on Envy, and Envy cannot respond. And that's what the Saints that is going 4-10. Saints is struggling, and their team is flying. Now, of course, that's a 4 down for Envy. Envy's going to be able to convert this into a dunk. It'll be interesting to see, and that is the case. Elevate doing what Envy did to them earlier. Instead of rotating back towards the base, they go on the full flank, but they got to pick up the kills. Saints get the first ones. Looney's going to be there to respond, able to get slacked, but he's going to be the last one up for Envy. Elevate, their rotation paid off, able to shut them all down. Now they're back on the offensive.
They got roof control. Saints with the drone, but still 3 defenders alive. Saints trying to get past the first, and he will be stopped. Aqua again. I believe that's his 4th stop that we have witnessed in this first half. He's just going to toss that one down, try to get a little bonus. JCap tosses it back, and it's all terrible timing because right around the corner is TJ Halley. Octane's there to support a bit. The melee's going to miss for Aqua, and he's going to panic, just goes for the 15-second reset. Smart play. That'll stop any scoring, but unfortunately, the kills come from Looney a half-second later. That could have been a score here for Envy.
A smart play, but just bad timing. Of course, Looney going and putting in some work, and Aqua went on a 3 streak as well. But Elevate able to get back to a little bit of control over the drone, and you see that actually is going to be a Slack that picks it up as well. JCap not in position to stop it, but it looks like the drone just going to get put back into that reset position anyway. Thought it might have ended early, but of course, 15 seconds left. Don't think we're going to see any more scores on the board, unless actually that is 3 down in favor of Elevate. They have time to get another 1-point toss, but of course, Aqua again making the defensive stand before the drone is even in his base. That's about the 5th time potentially that he's prevented points from getting on the board.
Solid stuff so far from Aqua, but the rest of the team needed a little bit more on the defensive end. They couldn't get anything going on the attack either. You see the kills. It's JCap and Looney who need to get it going on the other side. Strong start from TJ Howley, and even though they're getting outslayed, it seems, by a few players, Elevate just working better as a team from the preferred side. But now they're on the difficult half. We'll see, can they hold with their 5-point advantage?
And you can actually see the kills are remotely close to being even. You know, Elevate is slightly outslaying them, but the difference was Elevate was constantly putting on the pressure. Envy was picking up the kills, but they were always in their base. So I think we saw, you know, 3 or 4 1-point tosses come in. So Elevate just converting the points where they can get them. And now still, even on the bad side, they are in control of that drone.
Classic trying to maintain glass control, is going to pick up a big 2-piece here. Looking for a third. Looney on the ground. Looney outshoots him, and Looney will be able to push this drone through the middle. Doubles back. He's got support with him. So all 4 members of Envy still alive. JCap's going to win the first fight with a melee there on Slack. Looney should be able to get the slam.
And no, he's going to get cut down at the very end. Of course, plenty of Envy players still alive in the base. JCap going to be causing problems. Not going to miss the opportunity to get that dunk in to cut the deficit to a 2-possession game. More importantly, JCap in the spawn, set up for the spawn kills. You can see, though, players from Elevate were going on the overextend, but Aqua was going to be there to catch them. Now Aqua back on offense is actually going to run into Saints. Saints in a perfect position. Still, though, JCap causing problems in the base of Elevate.
Looney not going to go for the 1-point toss. He's going to bait this ball, go for some kills. And if they're able to win 2 of these next 3 fights, look for Envy to go on the fast break. Looney can't get to the drone. It resets in front of him, and that might actually cost him. I thought they're going to have a quick route into the base of Elevate. Instead, they're going to have to go around blue. Big kill coming through. Classic going to fall, though. Saints trying to retaliate. Slacked is there to pick up the drone and go for the clear, so quick reset, 3:27 still to go, and a 3-point difference.
You see, though, Aqua, he's over in blue. He's going to be causing problems for Elevate. You see Saints is rotating back to try and pick him up. He is going to be successful, but not before the 1-point toss comes in. So Aqua, even now that he's on the offensive, doing great things. Despite the fact that he fell to Saints, Saints was distracted, couldn't pick that player up on top AC, and Aqua just basically bought his team a point, cutting this now to a 1-possession game.
Aqua backing up is going to fall. It's going to be TJ trying to push this drone forward. He's got 2 blockers in front of him. 1 player chasing from behind. He's forced to go for the toss. That one will connect. Just slightly missing was Aqua on the interception. And Aqua coming up is going to go for this drone once again. He's trying to play for the high ground, and he's going to spot 2 top blue.
Yep, but you see that's actually a clean all 4 down for Envy. There's the player already in position for the spawn kills. If that player is able to pick up 1, Aqua's going to be able to get the dunk. Octane's going to be that guy, and even JCap coming in the flank to pick off Saints as well. So that is a 2-point play coming out of Aqua, making this just a 1-point game. So Envy, they were down 5 points at the half, with like half of this round being over, able to make the full comeback, still being down by 1, but they are looking great on this second side.
Looney loses his cover, but he's got the 1-point toss. It's going to be stolen by Slacked. Slacked going to green. 1 player to beat. This is at least a 1-point toss from ACs. And remember, it was a 5-point advantage coming into the second side. Elevate has only scored once since then. Their opponent has put up some serious numbers, 5 scores so far. And Envy looks to continue more. Did Saints get it off? He did. So a 2-point buffer once again, but that all dissipates with a single dunk.
And that's the second time we've seen Saints, who is more or less completely by himself, but gets the drone, somehow converts the 1-point play. Of course, though, you see Envy able to respond instantaneously to, again, get that deficit just to 1 single point. But look at Elevate. Slack already pushing up all the way through glass, has control. His teammates are right behind him, and now it is going to be Classic trying to make moves with the drone.
Big kill by JCap to slow things down. If Slacked wins that fight, this is already going through. Unfortunately, though, Classic is going to be able to put it up just a few moments later. So despite how well JCap is playing, his team still trailing. 1:15 left. JCap with glass but they need to get top blue control. 2 players defending, and it looks like JCap knows he's going to be the one who has to clear it out. Aqua behind him with the drone is going to go for a 2-pointer up and over, getting so aggressive, and he's able to slam it through.
More importantly, Looney on a 6 streak was able to pick up another 2. JCap's on a 4 streak as well, so the pressure right now is going to be on Elevate. They don't have time to go on the overextend. Only 50 seconds left. They have to make a stop. The 1-point toss is going to come in. Elevate now is going to be working from the deficit. They need to get a 1-point play, and you can see Envy. Looney has it in hand. Complete control from them. Even if he gets stopped, Elevate does not have much time. Of course, that is 3 down in their favor, but they're going to have to make moves, and they're going to have to do it fast.
TJ just got 2. Saints is looking to help out. Sloppy shots. The drone stays alive, though. Classic pushing this one through the mid is going to double back. Takes it glass side. 2 defenders waiting for them around the corner. Is he going to go for the 1-point toss? Are they going for the win? 1-pointer will tie this one up and force overtime, and he misses it. 4 down. Looney's just got to hold this. Instead, he's going to go for the clear. And I think Envy should be able to wait this one out. Look at this. They're going to have JCap go pick up the drone. Aqua standing in position to block, and he tosses 11-10. Envy mounts the comeback.
When Elevate was playing TK earlier, the first Uplink match, it was a tie game in the final 8 seconds. Saints had an opportunity to get a 1-point toss on Biolab. It was an easy toss. He was past green crane. He was maybe 50 feet away from it. Completely whiffs. Cost them the game. They don't get it sent to OT. Then in overtime, they allow it to get, just at the very end, 28 seconds left. They get 4 down, and they set it out for a 15-second reset for no reason, and it forces it OT. They were able to clutch up, but then here, they get to the very end. It's, they just need the 1-point play to tie it up. They miss the 1-point shot in the very end. Consistently in Uplink, they're choking.
Classic, he's really frustrated with himself. I know he's going to be disappointed with his performance there. That could have been a 3-0 advantage for Elevate in this best-of-7. Instead, it's 2-1. It's anyone's series. We'll find out how the rest of it plays out. Real quick, though, before the commercial break, let's bring up the stats one more time. We pointed out 2 players, JCap and Looney, needed to step it up inside 2. They did exactly that. JCap's going to finish 33 and 24. You saw Looney's 6 spree that kind of helped rally in the last 4 points for them. He also helped out in a lot of those uplink plays, opening the door for Octane and Aqua. Great job in the second half for those 2 players. I'm looking at them to continue with a strong performance coming in the next Hardpoint.
Yeah, and it's insane how, heavily Envy was able to outslay their opponent in such a close game. Elevate fought so hard and came up short because of a mistake. They didn't even get beat. They beat themselves. We're going to see if that takes an effect and, a mental toll on these players and whether or not Envy's going to be able to take advantage of that. We're going to see that in map number 4 after this commercial break.
Back and better than ever. It's Chance without a voice and Mr. Puckett. We're bringing you Compound Hardpoint. Currently 2-1 advantage to Elevate. They blew a 5-point advantage going into the second half of that uplink. Envy, though, kind of clutching up.
Well, Yeah, they were able to clutch up. Also, Elevate more or less choked it. Now, definitely worth pointing out, the first Hardpoint, Elevate, complete control the entire time, but the one player from Envy that was standing out was Looney. Looney had the most caps on his team, had the most kills. Now, if he can bring that same sort of performance in the compound, that's going to be huge for his team. Obviously, incredibly fast-paced, very small map, so Looney might be doing the damage.
Bet you guys didn't know there was Jets on this map. Going over to Octane, he's going to fall instantly. 3 down for Envy. Last man up for the team is JCap, waiting for the rotation to the center. He's going to pick up 1. Saints flying around already, picking up 2. He's going to find his 3rd as well. Saints off to a very hot start.
Very consistent with him. They always know where he is, and they're still not able to win the gunfights. He is completely tearing it up this series, of course, starting out 3-0. Not too shabby, even as a player above him, the hipfire comes in. It always takes 2 players from Envy to take that man down. Of course, now Envy back in the hill, but still nice lead early on from Elevate.
They got 15 points right off the break, but now Looney trying to tie it up. Has been in here for the last 12. He is going to stay inside with 13 seconds remaining. He should be able to pick up a few more. Slacked Classic felt the pressure, needed to get over there. Now we'll take a look at our mini-map, guys. You see Envy, those blue arrows setting up for hardpoint number 2. Elevate is going to have a tough time breaking through, and the surprising positioning here is the player all the way in the far back corner. Let's take a look at Octane and his role. Well, grenades are going to take that out. I take it back.
Well, he was attempting to be the anchor for his squad, but you can see that Elevate again singled him out and sent 4 players in that direction. They're going to be able to lock down the good spawns. More importantly for them, they're able to get control of the hills as well. And now Envy, you see spawning at the bottom right-hand corner of your map. They're trying to work in it, and you see Octane able to pick up the first 2, going for the wall bang for the 3rd, but Octane able to, or Aqua, excuse me, able to hunt that player down. No matter though, Envy working from the bad side, able to get a clean 4 down. They retake control of the hill.
Octane is so pure right now. 11 kills after 1 minute and 40 seconds. Ridiculous pace out of him. There's no way he can keep it up, but a nice string he just put together. You see at the other end of the map, though, it's going to be all of Elevate picking up the final 15 seconds. Envy is going to sacrifice that in favor of taking powerful positions. Octane going to be the key man to scout this one out. Going to stop 1 player. Unfortunately, though, they're going to lose their man inside. Jumping in is JCap after the kill on Slack.
Now you can see Elevate again, able to single out Octane. They knew exactly where he was. Classic gets the hunt down. Now 3 players swarming at the exact same time. Classic was coming in the back. The other 2 players coming in the front. Aqua, though, and Looney in the tandem were each able to pick up 2. Despite the fact that Saints made a bit of a dent, you can see Envy was not only able to keep control of the hill, also able to retain the spawns and Elevate back to flooding in the front.
Looney continues to shut it down. That's 3 straight kills here from Envy as Octane continues to lay down that cover fire. Finally picked off. Now Elevate can push forward. The grenade's coming in. Looney hanging out back, staying alive, causing issues. Finally, Slack is able to get through, but it took him 47 seconds to get there.
Yeah, and it's not going to make a difference. Even the few seconds contest time, that is a huge hill for Envy. And JCap even swarming in just to make sure he can get that scrap as well. But of course, they got the scrap and they got the early rotation.
No.
TJ Halley gets shut down straight away. Everyone right now from Envy participating. And of course, they're able to get the majority of the time of the last hill because they got the early control and were able to lock it down. Now they have complete control once again.
Looney was trying to get some cutoff kills as everyone was going to be rotating through. Grenades go out. Trophy systems blocking most of them until Octane lands on TJ. 2 players from Envy dropping, but Aqua and Looney still up. Aqua's going to get dropped. Looney trying to jump right back in. There's a 3-man push, though, from Elevate. How many can Looney get?
Well, Looney's been able to get 1 going for the second. Gonna get killed, but nonetheless, his teammate's going to be right behind him. But of course, Saints was able to pick up 2. Time and time again, we see he's able to pick up 2. Always takes multiple people from Envy to take him down. Still staying alive somehow. Able to get the hip fire kill. Trying to go for a second as well. Slack going to be there in support. He's able to pick up 2. Finally, JCap going to put in a dent, but not before Elevate starts to at least chisel away at this lead.
Classic's broken in this series. After missing that toss, he is on tilt, it seems. His shot a little bit sloppy. Good finish there. He's got 3 caps to his name, but he's double negative. Same thing for TJ. These 2 players, just like last game for Looney and JCap, need to step up their game if they want to win. We'll see if Classic can get it going. He's currently on a 2 streak, patrolling the left side of this map. His teammates will be watching the inside, and he's going to have to make that call at the Saints, who's waiting for the push.
And really, right now, I think the key for Elevate is going to be to have this single Octane out. Octane, you can see 0 caps to his name. He is being a super anchor for his team. He is never getting anywhere near the hills, but he's keeping the spawns for his squad. So we saw him this time. He got picked off immediately. Now he's actually working himself into the hill, but he got picked off. Elevate was able to break through. Now, of course, though, Envy back in control. Octane was able to pick up 2, and you can see, though, Elevate able to break through once again, able to cut down that deficit to about 26 points.
JCap rotating far on the flank. His teammates dealing with the business inside. JCap going to try and get sneaky, but he's spotted by Classic, able to punish Classic and TJ either way. And Full Red almost got a 3rd kill. Saints coming off that spawn is going to do the damage. TJ 13 and 22 has not picked up his game. Classic has a bit, now just -6.
Yep, without a doubt. And of course, contest time for the moment, but JCap and Looney both able to show up. And of course, Octane has been on point all game, showing up in that kill feed as well. TJ Halley going to contest some as well. Gonna go for the challenge as well, and he's just gonna get picked off by his teammate Classic with too many people to shoot at, and that is gonna cost them as Aqua is able to pick up 3. Slow start out of him, but now he's on a 5 streak, and again, it reflects in the score. Envy able to retake their 30-point lead.
I love watching Aqua when he heats up. I mean, 6 make it 7 kills in a row. How many can he string together? Player down to his right is going to catch him midair. JCap stunning out players on the rotation, but Envy, after taking the original lead, has not let it go. 137 to 98. They now have a 40-point advantage. Is Envy going to be able to continue pulling away, or will it be Elevate bringing it back in the last 4 minutes?
They're definitely going to have to keep up the pressure. Elevate has been doing that the entire time, consistently working together as a team. We saw it in the first Hardpoint as well, where they always have 4 arrows surrounding that hill, making sure to trade every possible kill. And you can even see in the stat line, more or less, all the caps are right about the same for the team. Of course, TJ, excelling a little bit above the rest, but the kills most of the part are the same. But again, it's Classic. Classic, who struggled in that uplink earlier on, has not quite bounced back from it. If he can turn it around, that's going to be huge for Elevate, because he's nearly double negative, and it's still just a 20-point game.
And he just got the business right there from JCap, who gave him the moves. Now it's Saints trying to break in. Saints gets 1, can't get the 2nd. Aqua stays strong inside the hardpoint. Jumping out for the moment. Aqua surprising his opponents. Aqua went on a 7 streak earlier. That is 4 straight kills for him.
Propelling himself to the top of the scoreboard as well. Of course, only 10 seconds left, but we saw this the first time around. Envy making sure to get that early rotation. Is the exact same scenario. JCap going to be the guy in the hill, and if you don't remember what happened the first time around, Envy was able to lock down the first about 50 seconds of the hill, and even when Elevate broke through, JCap bought his team the scrap time. This was the hill where they ran away with the game.
JCap started getting it going in game 3, having a pretty solid one here. He used to play that anchor role back in Black Ops 2. You can see it still holding true in Advanced Warfare. He was the first one to the hardpoint. Unfortunately, though, the slang is all in favor of TJ and crew. TJ 26 and 30 has brought his game back. He's on a 3 streak. Let's see what he's doing now to turn things around. The scoreboard about to flip over. Elevate for the first time in the second half has taken the lead, 157 and counting to 152 for Envy.
And they were able to fix their mistakes on this hill, of course. JCap, again, going to be a fighter. It's the second time we've seen him pick up 2 to break in. So it looks like Envy might be able to get the scrap, might be able to flip the score back in their favor. But nonetheless, Elevate, has done a very good job to make this competitive. Still looking at Classic to pick it up a little bit more, and that is going to be huge for the team. But of course, just 5 seconds left. Got to look at the rotations. There's going to be a huge battle going down. 2 players from each squad, and it looks like Slack going to be the first one to come out on top, but again, contesting at the start.
And Looney is going to be rotating over to help out Aqua, but Aqua really doesn't need much help. Takes care of business on his own. 8 captures. That was his 30th kill. You're going to look at the kill feed. Classic picks up 1. Aqua knows the pressure's coming. The flank on the opposite end is going to pay off as well. So big kills coming through. Elevate with a great retake.
Without a doubt, we saw it earlier. Now about to cut that deficit to a little bit less than 20 points. You can see, though, Envy fighting as hard as they can to flood in the hill from the front. Saints going to be leading that charge. We saw him get on like a 5 streak last time around. This time, though, Aqua able to shut it down. He's going to pick up 3. He is crushing right now. Really turning his game around from the start of this match, and he is letting it ride. Not able to pick up the 4th, but Octane's going to be there. More importantly, Octane pulling out the ASM-1, favoring the pressure. He's able to pick up 3. The bow was not working out. Even has a cap to his name. So switching up the strategy to put the pressure on, and they have a 40-point lead with 54 seconds left.
Envy wasn't going to let this lead slip. They have built it up once again. almost 50-point advantage going into your last 46 seconds. You need a perfect game out of Elevate right now.
They're in control for the moment, but I don't know if they're going to be able to hold on. Looney's able to pick up 2. TJ's going to be the last one in. Elevate able to get the kills, but still there is not much time. It's almost like it's mathematically impossible. I think that's going to be it. Envy just able to contest enough.
Yeah, the contest coming through on that first push was good for them. So we'll watch the rest of it from Envy's perspective. Final 20 seconds. Is it going to be Aqua able to catch up to Octane? 42 and 28. Octane playing his role perfectly. Aqua, the strings that he had. Incredible feats throughout this game. Nice performance here, showing off his SMG skills, and Octane with that bow, one of the best in the game, has been dominant from the get-go.
And you got to imagine Classic again missed that shot earlier in Uplink and more or less, choked the ability to put his teammates into, an overtime situation, cost them the map, and didn't bounce back at least early on in the hard point. Finished off -8 at 23 and 31. So going to be all tied up in the series. Classic, he's going to have to bring it to the table for this next map to help out Elevate.
Scariest part for me is TJ Howie, who finishes on top of your scoreboard. 12 caps, 3 defense, was -13 at one point. He is going to finish just -4. No one on the squad other than Saints is going to put up positive numbers. A rough hard point here. So they're going to split now. 2-2. It started off Elevate taking the first 2. Envy's taking the second 2. Who's going to take the swing game 5?
I honestly think Envy's going to be able to do it. I don't see Elevate being able to bounce back. Now, obviously, anything could happen again. If Classic, if he showed up in that game, especially early on, he was double negative, and it was a 20-point game, and it was relatively close. So if he can turn it around, that's going to be huge. But honestly, Envy, all the momentum's in their favor. I don't think they're going to slow down.
The map's Detroit. The game mode, Search and Destroy. You'll see it on the other side of this break.
Welcome back.
It's yours.
Season 3 playoffs, that's what we got going on right now. Envy went down 0-2 early on. They're able to make the comeback, of course. Going to keep bringing up the choke that Classic basically had. Going to keep calling him out for it in the uplink. Cost them that map, and then, of course, Envy going to be taking full advantage of that in the next hard point. Now, the question is whether or not they let that ride over into Detroit S&D or whether or not Elevate is able to form again. Of course, we saw the first S&D win all the way around 11. Elevate was able to come out on top, but completely different time.
It was Slacked and Saints going big on Biolab. Those are the players I'm looking for, and it's going to be Slacked that will be opening things up with. He's so versatile, able to switch between the SMG and the bow, and he is going to go full-on bow on this map, which makes me think we might see an A push off the opening. It's actually going to be heading to B, and there's a 4-man pinch from Envy. Off the break, they all bite on A. They try and rotate through on the flank. B should be wide open for a plant. And on Biolab previously, Elevate didn't take an advantage of it in plant. So I'd like to see this coming out of TJ. Bomb is already down.
And Elevate hasn't quite turned around yet, and they're able to get the first 2 kills because of it. So the bomb is down, but TJ, Hallie, and Saints have their work cut out for him. But of course, Saints has been a monster the whole time. He's able to pick up 1, but the trade comes in instantly. That's a difference maker. TJ Hallie able to pick up 1, trying to get away as well. Going to make it a 1v2. He is going to be 1 shot, and of course, time not quite going to be on his side. There's a little bit too much. I think the clutch is going to come in. The players are going to come out and challenge. TJ able to pick up 1, going for the challenge for the second. Somehow able to stay alive. The player trying to shoot in the back. Finally, Octane able to shut that man down. They win up 4-2 in man advantage. And my God, did TJ make it interesting.
Oh, man. TJ, a little bit of panic there with his movement. You know, a few other players could have gotten away in that scenario, but he jumped straight up instead of dashing forward. Good finish, though, by Octane to chase him down. TJ almost pulled off the 1v3 clutch. But Elevate, I'm really surprised no one recognized that there was a flank coming. They dropped 2 players in the middle of the map. Almost made it too easy for Envy there on defense.
It was crazy, too, because they wasted no time to get the bomb down. They had complete school control. I feel like at that point you realize, hey, Envy, they either have to be on the flank because they're not in front of us, but hey, took them too long. They paid the price. Now, though, the aggression coming out of Elevate, they're able to get the first 2 bloods. JCap, of course, going to be trying to put himself in his position to get that 2v4 with Looney. We saw him get a 1v3 earlier, but now it's a 1v4. They know exactly where he is. Able to get the first, but he is going to get bombarded instantaneously, and that's the difference maker we've seen between these 2 teams so far. Envy struggled a little bit to trade. Elevate wasted 0 time.
A little bit of a crush fest here from Elevate. Everyone doing damage. You saw Looney just get smashed at the melee. JCap got swarmed, and all of a sudden, it's Elevate tied up. 1-1. We'll start things off with TJ. He brings out the big boy toy. 4-1, leading his squad. We'll see if he's able to connect here with the variable scope.
And of course, last time around, Envy sent 4 men to A. It looks like they're doing the exact same thing. Once again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this time, Classic able to catch at least 1 player running in a hospital. It doesn't get the kill, but now you can see they are focused on the flank. And Envy not rushing straight around. They recognizes that they got spotted, and they're going to back off, playing a little bit more passively. But you can see it's worked out because all the momentum Elevate had also got stopped.
Yeah, I think the big issue here is Classic, who is watching your flank, who is also your bomb carrier. So no bomb down right away. They wish they could have swapped the positionings of Saints and Classic, I'm sure, here. TJ still looking to snipe at afar. You got Slacked trying to peek out and bait players, and those hit markers always frustrating here in AW.
Without a doubt, and of course, time is running down. Classic with the bomb is going to be more or less by himself mid-map. Saints is able to pick up a kill, but now the bomb is fallen. Octane able to pick up that 2-piece, so it is going to be Saints and Slack working in the tough situation. They're basically trapped in school right now. You can see there's players set up around in lockers. There's 2 of them, 1 coming from mid-map. Looney picks up the first. Saints going to be able to get 1, but again, Envy this time not going to waste any time to get the trade. They don't want to make it interesting once again. Shut it down right away.
A little bit frustrating to watch Elevate on offense, I'm not going to lie. That was Classic mid-street with bomb. I don't know what the game plan was. I guess they're going for all kills. Not going to pay off, nowhere near a bomb site. Instead, it's been all defense. We'll go back to Envy, and who's your player to watch here from Envy on the attack?
Got to give it to Octane. He was able to pick up the 2Bs last time around. He's going to be the ball. You see, he's going to be getting the information for his team. He's able to spot both of those players cross, I have to imagine, but it's only going to be 2, and Envy already pushing up to get mid-map control, though. Octane going to get picked off right away. Classic with the 2-piece as well. Shuts down Looney, trying to get the trade. Aqua there for the kill, but still 3 versus 2 in favor of Elevate.
And you're going to see on the mini-map, last man is pinched, 3 players all around him, and he is going to die.
Happened just oh so fast. So still seems to be defense going to be the favorite side more or less. Going to see if Chance can drive over here. Apparently Saints, though, you see in your final kill cam, Elevate, decent start as well on defense at the very least. Going to see if all players can step up to the table, though. You can see Slacked with a bit of a slow start here, sitting at 0-2.
Yeah, I'm going to make you drive, Chance. I'm lazy. That's how it's working out here. Slacked on your screen off the get-go. Just hanging back, slow start. And it looks like you're going to see an A push come in for the first time. 1 player still over at Garage to try and fake out Envy, making a little bit of noise. Envy not going to see anything yet, and that bomb will go down from TJ Hallie.
Now you're going to see about 30 seconds left where, you know, basically all 8 kills are going to have to go down on the map. JCap going to put shots down on TJ. TJ is going to back up and just play his life. But you can see Envy beginning to make moves on this bomb. Looney able to get that first blood, and he escapes with his life as well. Of course, TJ trying to go for the trade. Looney's going to shut him down. He's going to be on a 2 streak, and that might just be the difference maker, of course. Only 20 seconds left. Aqua picks up the next kill. That's going to leave Slack in the 1 versus 4. Of course, bomb is down, but you know the players aren't going to waste any time. They were on it 7 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Round win for Envy again on defense.
Who's going to win the attack, man? Is it Envy right here? That's how it played out on BioLab.
It's Envy right here.
It's Envy right here. We're going Envy.
They're going up 4-2, and then they're going to choke it once again in the round 11. Just kidding. That might not happen. Again,
It's
Envy
kind of
does
weird,
have all the momentum.
but it's kind of been a series of chokes up to this point, you could argue, or clutch comebacks, however you want to spin it. On board at the start, we're going to see Looney, and those nades going out, nothing connecting. We're going to see him push into school most likely. Meanwhile, his teammates fighting on the opposite end. Here's Aqua. Aqua picks up 1. Second one is not going to fall. And we are going to go back over to Looney. Let's go ahead and jump on my screen here, Ethan. We'll figure this one out. And you can see Looney inside the school is going to be met with some pressure. He's going to charge forward. JCap trying to support from behind. Looney's going to drop. Bomb still in hand for JCap, but Saints and Slack, great kill and nice escape. Not dropping a life. Long range now, Octane and JCap trying to pinch him in. Octane's going to get the second. Great execution from Envy there at the end.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird push there from Elevate. Saints was able to spot JCap when he had an ASM-1 in hand, try to get near him, but JCap is on a head glitch and he had a bow. And Octane's the only other player alive, so they're trying to make it close range, but they were on defense. They could have just backed up and played the time, picked the bomb site, played it 50. There's a lot of things they could have done, but instead they're pushing aggressively towards the players who are just known for sitting back and getting kills. So there we have it, the first offensive round one we've seen, and it's in favor of Envy.
On board with TJ to open this one up. He's had a bound. He's had a sniper. He's going with the ASM-1. The aggressive B push is on its way. Classic the bow looking through the window, trying to peek, see if he can spot any players before his teammates push into fire. And it's going to be Saints on his way in first. TJ right behind him with that bomb.
And it looks like they might be able to get a little bit of control of B. Aqua has a different story, though. He's going to be able to get 2. They're pushing in and going into his line of sights. And, of course, Aqua, he's going to know that the bomb is down. He's waiting for that next player to push in. It looks like Classic was able to pick him up. But, nonetheless, Aqua gave his team the advantage, and they are not going to let that get run away from Envy. Looking good to go up 5-2. But, of course, they do have to finish off Classic and Slack.
Octane staying alive somehow. Classic tried to call him out. You saw Slack looking for him, and instead it's Envy holding strong. It all started with those snipes from Aqua in lockers. Picked up 1. I expected him to die. Instead, hits a second. You're going to see JCap 3 streaking now. Picks up your round and kill cams.
Perfect shots with the bow at the end as well. Not a player you want to be challenging at range with that bow at all. That would be terrifying to go up against. Elevate, they're really going to have to turn up the pressure. They're going to have to play aggressively. They're going to have to get closer to these players on Envy. But they got to deal with Aqua as well. Aqua been doing stuff with the sniper, leading his team in kills as well. But you can see everyone right now for Envy performing. Classic, though, able to get the first blood. Trades going down left and right. Going to be a 2v2. Make it a 1v2. JCap's going to get cleaned up as well. And, well, that's a pretty nice round for Elevate.
Yeah, Elevate's like, we'll meet you on A Street. No problem. Thanks for coming our way. Shuts it down so fast. I have to say, Chance, I love Raspy Chance.
I hate Raspy Chance, personally.
Big fan of Raspy Chance. You should, like, never mind. I'm not going to say that.
You're going to say Fwiz? Is that what you were thinking?
No,
No?
never.
Never say that?
I'd never call you Fwiz.
I saw Fwiz was planning on flying in from Tokyo. That would have been pretty cool if he's trying to save the show.
Yeah? Come on, Fwiz. Make your way. Classic on your screen off the break. Elevate with a big hold on defense. Needs to win 3 straight rounds. And Envy, of course, on game point. Classic going to pick up that one. Trading with Looney. And now not going to poke out. They're going to wait for their opponents to come to them. The A Street is clear, so Slack should get this bomb down. But here comes the sneak. Is Classic going to spot this in time? He pokes. Aqua is going to fall. JCap tries to retaliate, but they've dropped a player. Octane free-firing. Had a player pinched, but now Octane is going to be singled out. TJ's trying to sneak up on him as the last man alive. Octane has his hands full. Elevate executed that one perfectly, and it all started with the trade inside green.
And I love the aggression from Elevate. That's what they did the previous round. It worked out for them. They did it again. Even in the end, when Octane has to go get the bomb, they don't even waste time and force Octane to come to him. They all push him aggressively as a team, and they're just flooring them right now. They're trying to make the comeback once again. They were able to do it previously on Biolab. If they do the same thing again, that's going to be huge for them to go up in this series. But, of course, they still have 2 maps in a row that they have to get. But Envy back on offense. We've seen it's been defensively favored for the majority of this match.
2 rounds in a row. Classic has been the hero. He's on a 4 streak right now after 2 rough games. Is he able to come up clutch here? Game 5, the swing game. It's tied 2-2. This is a big one. Not only for momentum, but of course, you win 4, you are done here in the best of 7. Already dropping a man is Elevate. TJ is out. So it's up to Classic, Saints, and Slack to hold on deep.
Still though, Classic going to be able to spot a player mid-map. Going to put down some shots, but going to back away immediately. No one right now on Elevate can afford to drop. Once again, of course, Slack going to be watching this A bomb site. There is a player in front of him by Aqua, but of course, all the action going to be going down by B. Saints going to be the guy first one there. He's going to get picked out with the Sun. He's going to pre-fire, has 2 people to challenge. Looney able to get the second kill as well. He is going to get traded, but still Envy able to make the stop, and that bomb going to be down, but someone for Envy going to be able to pick it up. Actually, JCap already has it in hand, and I expect them to be making moves very quickly. Going to hunt down Slack. That's going to leave Classic by himself in the 1v3, almost exactly the same as where we saw Octane last round.
And I got to give major props to Aqua in this round. Slack should have had him dead to rights twice, but Aqua, great stun first, slowed down Slack, and then he outplayed him. He's also going to get your round-ending kill cam to go even 8-8. Good finish here from Envy. They jumped out to an early lead, this time able to finish, and that will put them up 3-2 overall.
Now, the question is, can Envy afford to drop this next map? Like, do they feel comfortable in a Game 7, or do they just want to end it here since they have momentum on their side? Because even right there, they had, you know, a 5-2 lead. Elevate made it a little bit interesting towards the end. Do you think Elevate can capitalize on this, or if it goes to Game 7, do you think Envy's going to take it away?
Oh, I'm worried for Envy if it goes to Game 7. It's Riot. Riot, coin flip for me. I don't know who takes that one. You see strong snipers on either side. Aqua has had some strong performances on Riot. Same thing could be said about TJ and the crew. So I think Envy needs to end it now. The good news is it's another uplink. The bad news is it's the new DLC map, Parliament. I think this is still a coin toss. Honestly, I'm rooting for Elevate in this one. I want to see a Game 7. Tweet us, ChanceMLG, MLG Puckett. Let us know. Who do you think is going to take this series? Does Envy end it now, or are we going to Game 7? We'll find out after the break. And we are back. Puggy here with Thor, a.k.a. Thomas Ashworth the third. We are going into game number 6. I had to do some math right there.
Interestingly enough, on the other side of my family, my dad was the second-born son, and he would have been the 5th in the line. I'm not going to say the name just in case anyone's creepy at home, but potentially I would have been number 6 in line. Either way, though, back to the actual things that matter. Parliament, Uplink, maybe it's going to happen if they pick the right team. It looks like that's going to be the case. Maybe just eyeing each other's weapon choices before we see, but you see a lot of battles.
I've seen that quite a bit, and there's a player who I always see do it, Aches. I wonder, is that actually something that the players do, or is it just an accident? Oh, I joined the wrong team.
Honestly, if it's Aches, I gotta just imagine there's gotta be at least a little bit of strategy to it, but strategy might not matter. Envy gets a clean 4 down right off the bat. No one for Elevate getting a kill. Immediate 1-point toss, gonna get intercepted by TJ Halley, able to chunk it off well. So a horrible start for Elevate, but TJ comes up clutch.
I don't know about you, but I really took notice of TJ back with his uplink play way back at UMG. Since then, he has rose through the ranks here, making his way onto the bronze medalist squad. Elevate back at the X Games in Season 2, trying to help his squad get there now. They're down in a hole, though. Back is against the wall. Elevate must win this game. Classic. Last man standing is going to fall. Here comes the whole crew. JCap pushing through the middle, but it's going to be Looney and Octane, the 2 players you got to look out for here. Yeah,
and Envy has just been in full control. Octane going to be on a 5 streak, is going to get cut down, but nonetheless, JCap with that drone going to be attempting to make some moves. Octane again, still causing problems. Off the respawn, able to get into the base, and that's going to allow JCap to put in the dunk. So Octane, not only does he go on 5 streaks, he makes distractions. Huge plays out of him in the first minute and 15 seconds.
And you can see on your minimap, JCap just sitting, causing problems in his opponent's half. Now it's going to be 4 straight down for Envy. Elevate is going to make their push. Slacked with the toss. No interception this time, and that is going to go through a 1-2 game. Single possession, but just like when you had Envy all 4 down, now it's Elevate on the back foot. Aqua and crew surging forward up to the top. It's going to be led by JCap once again.
So we get an opportunity to see how Elevate is going to do on this defensive stand. Of course, they're good at the interceptions. They're not quite as good at stopping that dunk game, but you can see TJ leading the charge is able to pick up 2, and that is going to stifle a lot of the momentum that Envy was trying to build up. Of course, we still see Octane with that bow. He's going to get picked off by Slack, though, and Elevate now is going to be the aggressor.
JCap saw 2 players down the hall, picks up the first. Not going to go back. He wants to turn his attention to the objective. It's Slack who's ride and fly, and he is going to connect on that shot. Nice job by Slack. That rotated back to Classic because I thought he was going to push through the middle. Instead, he doubles back to his half to watch for the new play from Envy. It's been a back and forth game, all tied up for the moment, but here comes JCap on a huge flank. If this works out, you will see a dunk definitely coming through.
Without a doubt, JCap being that leading man, that's 4 down in their favor. JCap gonna get the 5th as well, getting that trade on Classic. Meanwhile, though, Lenny with the drone, easy dunk for them. They had complete control of the enemy base. You even see those blue arrows right now are above all the red ones. Aqua's still gonna be causing problems. He is gonna get picked off, but at the very least, he's gonna buy Aqua time to go back to Flowers to try and get more control.
Slack has hit this long-range shot in the past. Now he's going to stomp his way to another throw. In fact, he's going to take it down. Thought an interception might come in. Going to try and force the slam. Not going to happen yet. TJ, though, on the rebound, but a great play from Aqua. He goes, grabs that drone, and is going to jump it off the map for the reset.
You know, that might be a costly mistake later on. Slack, ignoring the 1-point opportunity, tried to force it in for 2 and obviously paid the price. So Envy still going to have this lead. Of course, though, you see Saints in control of that drone respawn, doing some damage as well, but nonetheless, Envy is done all right as far as the defensive stand go, but they're going to have to do it once again, as that is 3 down in favor of Elevate.
And Looney is the last man up for a while. He's going to get cleaned up. Classic coming through with the drone. The lead blocker, Saints, is going to pick up 1. Slack gets the other. Saints still alive, though, inside of Envy's base. Finally, he's going to be chased down. You look at the numbers, and I've seen Octane drop 40 bombs on this map. Currently, he's held at 10 and 8, unable to take over top middle like I kind of expected him to. Props to Elevate so far to keep it close, playing from the more difficult side, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's 10 and 8, and that's 10 and 8 when he had a 5-0 start. So we got off to a hot one, and Elevate since then has done a very good job of keeping him contained. Of course, now they're going to be making moves with the drone once again. TJ Halley has that in hand. Classic going to be the lead blocker, only able to pick up 1, but at the very least, TJ could definitely hit that 1-point toss, and that's going to be the case. The interception does not come in.
And now you're going to see Slack backing up. Spots 1. Octane around the corner. Slack trying to get an angle on him. Cheeky spot, jumps up. Saints working with them. They're clearing out all of Envy. One player to beat. Classic stopped short. His slack dropping down. It's TJ going through as Saints is going to pick up the 2-piece. So the spawn kills continue to come through. Can't elevate. Ring one more through at the last 15 seconds. It looks like Classic is that player who will have the shot opportunity. He's got drone. If he can get over these boxes, he's got to get off a quick pump. Too many crosshairs wouldn't have. Not gonna get far, my friend.
Too many battles staring straight at him. They just had complete control at the very end there. Nonetheless, though, Elevate, despite the fact that they were down 4-2, for the majority of that side, were able to make the comeback in the final minute, giving themselves the lead. Nice plays out of them. I honestly think I sound like a 9-year-old woman who's been smoking your entire life. It's a little bit bad, man. Raspy Chance is just a different game.
Oh my goodness. Now I misspoke a little bit on the other side. Excuse me. I got confused. Envy wearing red. You did see Envy playing for the more difficult side in the past. I think we're going to see a good start here. Side number 2. JCap working his way up. He's got Aqua in front of him. Looney in the back trying to support as well. 4-man push to the middle is how every half seems to start. No one tends to flank anymore. And you're going to see Looney playing this one passive after losing his teammates. He needed to go clutch. 2 kills should be good enough to help them clear out.
Now, the interesting thing about the side Elevate on, yes, it is a little bit more difficult to score, but you can waste a lot of time as long as you keep control of that drone area. So Elevate, they've been putting on the pressure for the past 2 minutes of this game. They're trying to continue to do the same thing here. So this is not an easy game for Envy at all. They're going to have to apply the pressure. They're going to have to push up and get control, and Octane is going to be the guy that you're looking at for Envy. Looney, though, has been tearing it up. We saw him get 3 earlier on. He's able to get 2. That's going to allow Envy to push up, but still you see Elevate going to be closer to that drone spawn.
Looney is such a streaky player, but when he is on, he is just crushing through. He's had some great games in this series. And you saw him go to work helping get Aqua and Octane to the top of the map. Aqua pushed up pretty aggressively here on Elevate. Is going to find one, falls to the second. JCap behind him. Octane also going to fall. So Elevate, some big kills coming from Slacked and Classic. Classic totally bouncing back from the hole he was in earlier, leading the squad at 18 and 16, is going to get stopped before he can move with that drone.
And of course, JCap going to get taken down as well. We haven't seen any control out of Envy at all. As soon as they get over to Flowers, someone from Elevate is going to be there to shut him down. And TJ able to pick up 3, and again, that's huge. All Elevate needs to do is, again, can keep control of this drone. We saw a strategy before from Out the Game where TJ Halley goes where he is now, and he just sits and waits. Because even if they kill him, the drone's just going to fall off the map. He's going to go for the points, though, and he is going to connect, making it a 2-possession game with 3 minutes left.
And you see Classic Elevate down in this series. This is match point for Envy, but Elevate with a 3-point lead. All they have to do is bleed the clock for another 3 minutes. So far, Envy hasn't been able to convert, but this is their first chance, and it should go through for 2. In goes Octane, and we are going to see a 1-possession game chance. Does Envy do it?
If they can keep control, they definitely can. And you see they are going to have a player, Octane, in the base causing problems. He is going to get traded. JCap does have the drone. Might be able to hit a 1-point toss. The interception, though, might come in from TJ Halley. And actually, Classic going to be there to make that stop. That is 2 saves we have seen from Elevate. If those hadn't come in, Envy would have the lead right now.
Good point there. Classic, after the interception, pushing top middle. Saints on a 4 streak at the moment, trying to clear the way. Classic's going to run right by one player. That player will jump out, but the cover fire from Saints is absolutely impeccable. TJ's now going to pick up the drone. Classic running the outskirts is going to push up. Good head glitch. Here comes another dunk, and in fact, they are going to settle for 1. It's going to be TJ, giving them a 2-point advantage here with 2 minutes to go.
And more importantly, Classic in an extremely good head glitch just to keep control. Might be able to get that second kill as well. Aqua going to be there. Still, Aqua going to have 3 players from Elevate to deal with. He's able to get the second. Going to get the third as well, so that's huge. Now Envy can start pushing up and make moves. You see the players on Elevate spawning all the way in their base, and Envy on the flank. You said you didn't see it a lot. JCap pulling it out towards the end. Going to be causing problems, and you see Looney with that drone. Not going to be wasting any time. Trying to come in. Has a player to beat. Jumping almost off the map. Trying to get the 1-point toss, and that is going to be a failed play. Drone going off the map.
You had 3 easier spots to throw it from there. You saw him try and get fancy, trying to force the dunk instead of going for 2 tosses. And honestly, I think that's the moment that might come back and cost him chance.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. Still, though, Envy does have a bit of control over in this drone spawn, but they're going to have to get the kills. It's getting traded right now. Again, we see a flank coming in. This time, Aqua taking it upon himself, but Octane not going to win the fight where that drone is, and Elevate going to have complete control. They just need to bleed the clock at this point. Less than a minute left in this game.
And I think another big thing to note there, Aqua's flank totally failed this time. So this is classic, controlling the drone, pushing it up, back to Envy's base. TJ Howey in position, doing damage on the spawners. He looks away for just a second, though, and that drone is going to be scooped up by Aqua. Aqua tries to push it forward. It's just going to go for the clear. So a quick reset, 36 seconds remain. Envy needs mid-control now. Octane, the last man standing, has to win this gunfight at the top flowers.
And it's going to be TJ Howey that's there, and TJ has been on point all day, but Octane able to get that kill, gets the headshot as well, but not enough time. Slack able to get that kill as well. JCap gonna spot him out, but Slack just has to stay alive, and it'll be an easy win for Elevate. JCap, though, gonna be able to get that kill, and you see no one from Elevate over in the spawn. There is one player going on the flank, but Envy's gonna take the opportunity. Now they have a 4-3 advantage over in the base. They got the lead blockers. Octane with 5 seconds left. Needs to get the dunk. Gonna get stopped at the very end. No one's gonna be there. Slack able to get that drone off the map despite the team kill. Coming up clutch at the very end.
8-6, your final score. Elevate holds on. They had a pretty solid start to side number 2, and they ran away with it at the end. Big moments from Envy throughout that game, but I think the difference in this score was the interceptions. It all comes back to the great plays on defense, the last-ditch effort to steal that ball out of the sky. Great job by Classic. Solid job by TJ as well. Both players clutching up for their team.
When Elevate makes the plays, they get the win. And now we're going to see a Game 7, which you called way early on. You called even the round 11.
We're going round 11.
That was the first prediction that was made this entire series. Also, we did talk about it earlier on. Envy did not want to lose that map. I don't think they want to see a Game 7 at all. Now, though, we're going to have to see if they can deal with it. But again, Elevate right now, they've won both of the search and destroys.
We're going Game 7. Might as well go round 11. You guys tell us who to pick. Is it Envy? Is it Elevate? One of these teams is going home. The other advances into our top 6. We'll find out who when we return.
Yeah.
Game 7, round 11. It's only 11 rounds away. I said 11.
I don't have 11 fingers. I was trying to keep up with you. There's too much going on. Envy, of course. Pretty good series, I'd say, overall when they're going against Elevate. Envy, they've looked strong at times. Elevate, both look strong at times. I think Elevate might have choked a little bit more, but the S&D game might just be where they're strong. Now, earlier I said Elevate won both. Doesn't make any sense because Envy destroyed them on Detroit.
Yeah,
but we've seen them choke a lead earlier. Didn't lie. I'm just an idiot. Two completely different things. But, of course, we're going to see what happens here. I'm looking at the sniper battles. I don't know if anyone's broken one out yet, but TJ's done it before, Aqua's done it before, and Looney has, and it looks like no one cares about that. They're playing straight up.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get one, man. I think it's all going to be SMGs and ARs, and off the break, Aqua is going to lead the charge. He's got a player watching fire. That's going to be Looney, and it's going to be Aqua putting the pressure on right off the get-go. He doesn't know it, but there's a player right underneath him, and Looney will find that kill. Aqua finds a second with the melee. All of a sudden, you're down to half your team. It's TJ and Slacked in the 2v4.
Of course, they are going to be coming on the flank. TJ, though, gives his position away, and he doesn't even any kill as a result of that. That's going to make it that much more difficult for him to pull off. Aqua, though, going to be able to sniff him out. TJ going to be able to turn on him despite the fact that he had a bow in a close-range situation, and he is not going to get traded either. Envy playing passively. Of course, they do have the bomb down. They're going to be able to stun check as well, but TJ, again, made it interesting the first time. Now he's just going to hop straight on the bomb.
TJ's the best in the world. Unfortunately, his leg was showing, and JCap is going to pump it. So 15 seconds left. You can chalk this one up to Envy. Slacked, he's good. But unless Envy makes a stupid mistake, they will not lose that round, and a good finish. They just came flying through the A bomb site, and it was kind of passive defense. We'll find out if we'll see some more players up on the second and third story in the future, but for now, we'll take it to Elevate on their attacking round.
Yeah, and DJ might be the best in the world, but still, JCap is a world champ. He's not going to let himself get outpunked by the young gun of TJ. Of course, now, back on offense, we expected they're going to be going to A, and of course, Classic with that bomb, going to be taking it straight there. Already going to pop that overclock and trophy system. Of course, those nades going to be coming in constantly. Able to get that first blood as well. Slack going to follow it up, and that is a very quick offensive start coming out of Elevate.
Down goes Classic, but he's got 3 teammates still up, all against Octane, and Octane is going to take bullets from every direction. We'll take a look at it here one more time. And this is just all-out A-Fest. TJ playing fantastic this game. He had the turn and burn on Aqua earlier in round 1, able to finish his shots here.
And we've seen a stark difference between these two teams. Envy gets the man advantage, gets the bomb down. One of the players gets picked off. They back off and play passive. Elevate, they get the man advantage. Octane gets a kill. All 3 players just sprint at him, going for the kills. They waste no time to get those trades. So maybe these play styles will have an effect on this match. We'll get into that as this match goes on. Of course, now the bomb going back to A once again. The exact same strat that Envy pulled off last time.
And TJ did pull out the snipe. Classic through the glass is going to hit the shots on Looney. So opposite from what we saw in round 1, a great opening for Elevate. It's Envy now in the 2v4, but you do have 2 great players left alive. JCap, who's known for his clutches, as well as Aqua currently on your screen, trying to work their way around to find an early pick.
Of course, TJ, the best in the world, going to be in the back of the map with a snipe. Of course, Aqua, though, going to make it a little bit more interesting, going to make the odds a 3-2 instead of a 4 versus 2. TJ able to get a bow in his hands as well, and he's going to use that against Aqua. Of course, there's a player coming on the flank as well. JCap going to clean that up. So instead, JCap with that clutch ability, they're making it interesting. Now a 2v2 situation.
Aqua and JCap working so well together here. JCap saving Aqua, then Aqua saving JCap. He didn't pick up the kill, but he forced the opponents back. They have the bomb, 26 seconds left. Their opponents know they need to go for a plant. Aqua's waiting for the push up top, and he's going to find it. It's Saints. All of a sudden, it's a 1v1. 16 seconds left. The stun goes out. Aqua needs to reload, unfortunately. Now he's going to make the push on Slacked, and Slacked has the better weaponry for this scenario. He's going to win the fight as well.
That's a crazy situation as well. Aqua has all the knowledge there. He knows the bomb is down on the bomb site. He knows Slack as a bow. He challenges the long-range engagement anyway, and you can even see there at the end, he kind of has an oh crap situation, I'm screwed. He goes behind the pillar. Slack at that point backed away, recovered from the stun, and there was nothing Aqua could do. So bit of a misplay right there, and you can see Elevate going to be taking full advantage of that mistake. Now going back on offense, and they looked fantastic last time.
I have to say, though, I'm a little bit nervous for Elevate. You blow a 4-2 lead, it comes down to a 1v1. That is not comfort in a Game 7. Looney and JCap stacked up over at B. Looney's going to get dropped right away. JCap will fall as well. So Envy down to 2 players again after just 15 seconds. And guess what? That is a 18-second round. Elevate storming through now.
18-second round. Elevate again with the aggression that's paid off for them in the past. They're utilizing it here once again. Despite the fact that Saints is on a slow start as well, everyone is picking up the slack. He called TJ the best in the world. Well, he's trying to make that case at least now. He's sitting at 6-2. He's not too shabby at the start. And Elevate, they don't want Envy to have any momentum. This is the first time we've seen them with a sizable lead in search this entire series.
I'm watching the best man ever. He's got a sniper in hand. We've seen some crazy snipes so far today. Can TJ add some highlights to the reel? Off the break, you're going to see 1 player sent to B, and it's a mid-push coming through. Octane going to lead this charge, jumps right through the first stun, punishes Saints, so Elevate drops a man. Slack trying to answer back, ties things up, but he's going to be traded. So now it's going to be TJ and Classic left alive for Elevate. Envy with 3 men up.
Of course, that bomb right now over by the B site. JCap with that in hand, playing right next to Looney. Of course, going to be taking their time, want to sniff out these kills. If a guy gets on bomb, that 3v2 suddenly becomes a 2v2 and makes it that much more difficult to trade. And you can see the rotation comes into that favored bomb site over by A. TJ, though, going to be the first one there to check, but again, has that pistol in hand.
Yeah, and TJ just gave up his positioning as well. Maybe he's just trying to buy time for his teammate on the flank. Looney's in the hallway, though. Pistol versus ASM1. Now he's got an SMG to work with 2v2.
Looks like he might be going for the snipe. Sees him up top, knows he dropped down low. If he can get the pig, that would be huge. Octane needs to be an anchor, and more so, he's going to be able to pick up Classic as well. Now TJ gives away his position, going to get stunned out. Time is not on his side, and he's got to get past Octane and JCap, and well, he's just going to get taken down instantaneously, and that's a big round. Going down 4-1 it's demoralizing, so just be able to get that and keep it close. It's going to be huge, and Saints still on that donut cam, and be trying to utilize that.
Yeah, Octane kind of started that whole round out when they pushed through the center. You had Saints trying to back up and stun, and Octane just jumped right through the grenades and got the kill. From there, it was all Envy pushing Elevate on the back foot, but now it's Elevate on the attack once again. Last round they were on the attack, they won it in 18 seconds. After about 9 seconds, you're going to see everyone just still jockeying for position over at A. It's all about to go down, though.
And you see what Envy's trying to do. They're throwing out the stuns early on, and they're sending 1 player aggressively just to try and slow Elevate down. And so far, it's paid off, but they know a player's in fire. Classic trying to sniff him out, but by that time, Envy's already gone back to playing passive on defense, but that is what they want. They want to slow the game down, and you can see Elevate, they're going to try and do something quick. They're making the rotation as fast as they can, going over towards B with all 3 players.
2 players on the roof. Mid-mantle. Classic's going to get picked off. It's Aqua chasing it down. He can't hit the shots.
Oh,
will be able to finish, but a 1v1 now. Looney going up against Saints. And there it is. Clutched up Looney is going to help Envy tie this series 3-3. It was 3-1. Envy wins 2 straight. They have all the momentum, but it is very narrow battles at the end of every round.
Without a doubt, Saints also able to get off that donut camp, but nonetheless, a very nice defensive stand coming in from Envy, which is weird to say because, obviously these are the rounds that matter most. You don't win on defense very often, but again, they rotated it over to that unfavored bomb site. Yes, they were together, but Envy was successfully able to trade it. Now Envy countering back. Second time we've seen them avoid going to A right off the bat, going to B. Looney checking mid-map as well and Elevate. Well, they're already going to be aware of it. They can see nothing is going on over by A.
And I'm seeing why Saints is struggling. He's kind of the lone wolf while the rest of the guys are running in a pack. He went down the center, was spotted by Looney. Looney probably could have even taken him out off the fast break, but instead, Envy going to take their time. And you see Aqua with this sniper rifle just trying to scope out B. Does he see anyone? Look on the flank, though. You could see some plays coming out of TJ in just a few moments.
Yeah, and of course, time, bit of wasted on there. The reason you want to go to A is because you can get early control early on offense. They gave that up, but now they're trying to work themselves back, but Elevate, they're basically, having a flank made for them. And now you see it's coming into effect. JCap not getting good enough eyes down fire. Classic picks him off. Second one's going to fall as well. That's going to be a 4v2. We did see earlier, Envy made it interesting in this type of situation, but now it's going to be completely different. Elevate not going to let it happen again.
Yeah, Octane just got picked. I was watching on the mini map. I thought Octane was on a separate level. It looks like TJ jumped down, able to pick up 1, but he is going to be punished by Looney. Looney, 17 seconds left, 3 kills to get. Elevate could just separate to different points on the map. Instead, they finish him 4-3. Elevate reclaims their lead.
you called around 11 at the start of this series. Definitely on pace for that exact same thing to be happening here. Back and forth game that we've seen so far. Of course, now, got to imagine on the offensive side, going to be favored for that team. So, you know, Envy, it's going to be tough for them to try and tie this one up. Elevate, got to give the edge to them at this point.
We're going round 11. This is going to be Envy's round. The Oracle has spoken. Chance, just watch it happen. Classic, your bomb carrier, taking this one B. And it's going to be led by TJ. Shots from the roof. TJ's going to try and sneak under, but he's going to be met. Big kill coming in. JCap traded out instantly by Saints. Looney picks up the second. Classic now trying to even it up. And here is Saints. The Oracle has spoken, and he's correct again, Chance. 8 rounds in, we're tied up.
Yeah, and weird strat right there coming out of Elevate as the voice is going to crack as much as possible. But we saw them going over towards the B bomb site. Again, there is a reason we do not see it often, and Envy wasted no time. Looney, as soon as he recognized that, was like, all right, I'm going to be on the flank in a matter of, 3 or 4 seconds, jump straight across. Doesn't even get traded because too many people are turned around. So Looney, the difference maker in that round. But again, Envy able to tie it up, and now they're looking good to go up 5 rounds to 4.
I'm watching Aqua this round. I just got a feeling. You see his teammates leading the charge. It's going to be Looney going down the mid. He could try and loop around once the opponents are spotted, but look where Slacked is at. He hasn't been in this position yet. I think it might catch his opponents off guard if Envy decides to go straight to B. That bomb pushing up pretty aggressively, and this is a really bad idea. If the bomb gets dropped, there is no one in position to scoop it up, and you see all of those red arrows could very quickly transition and put eyes on it.
Of course, it's all going to come down to that first blood. Slack right now is in a very sneaky spot on his opponent's top third. And you see it's going to be the difference maker. Going to get one. Trying to go for the second. Connects as well. Doesn't even get traded. TJ comes in for the support. And weirdly enough, I said it the previous round, when you go to be on offense, things do not work out for you. Envy, they try to do what Elevate did. Both teams getting shut down over there. And weird game we've had so far. You called round 11. That might very well be the case. But I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Elevate. Back on offense, they might be in good shape, but this is an elimination game. There is $40,000 on the line here. If they get eliminated now, they are not in contention for that money. So a lot riding on these next 2 rounds.
That's right. This is a battle for top 6 right here. Who is going to be able to win it? Slacked on your camera to open things up has led Elevate up to this point, 11-4. Envy needs to hold strong. Otherwise, they will blow a huge lead they had coming in to this matchup, and man, I'm a little bit worried right now for Envy. You see the setup, the bomb's already planted. Envy needs to act now. Slack with the player directly above him is gonna get taken down. Octane coming from inside, Aqua will fall up top. So a 2-3, the advantage in favor of Elevate. Octane, last man standing, gets 1, but he's gotta get 2 more, and there's 29 seconds left on the clock. Elevate, I think they've done it. Classic, did he spot him?
Definitely spot him, but you can see the players split up. Octane's going to challenge for the first. Not going to make a difference. Elevate, not going to let that one get away from him. And they went to A on offense. They played aggressively, got the bomb down, completely uncontested. No one from Envy going for the challenge at all. And from there, it was just a matter of getting the kills. And we've seen Elevate very effective at getting the trades. They play aggressive. They waste no time. Envy, the passivity caught him towards the end. Octane just wasn't in position to get the trades. And you see he was left in a 1v3, and there's just nothing you can do.
Wow. TJ and Slacked manning up in that final game. They dropped 22 kills combined. Elevate eliminates Envy from the tournament. Envy will not be finishing in our top 4 this weekend. Elevate, they had a top 3 placement back at Season 2. They're starting to run now.
And they placed second overall in the league. Of course, it was an online league, but then, the first thing that happens, they get beat by Epsilon, so they look like a really shaky team. Well, they've certainly come back in a ferocious manner, looking incredibly good since then. Even when it goes to Game 7, they're able to clutch up, so great stuff out of them. I look forward to seeing them in the remainder of this tournament.
I just can't believe we're going the distance, my friend. I mean, Elevate opened up 2-0. Then we saw Envy take games 3, 4, and 5. You saw Elevate clutch up at the end of that uplink. They go 8-6, force the game 7, and then they close it out in 10 rounds. The only team they've lost to is in the winner's bracket finals as well. That Epsilon squad is no slouch, surprising a lot of teams here on land this weekend. And now you got to look at the loser's bracket. This thing is jam-packed. You got FaZe already down there. Elevate going to be fighting their way. Denial still in the running as well. It's all going to play out in just a bit. Keep your eyes on Isolation Esports as well. That's it for Chance and I. Chance, go rest that voice, my friend. Solid cast. I'll let you go take a break. For now, we're done on Bravo, but go check out the next match. It's heading up on the main stage on Alpha. Straight.